There's a comic book story of when the Justice League fought against Godzilla and some other large titans, and this turns into a huge war. A group of people were transported by Toyman, but they landed on Skull Island. They can see a structure in the distance, so they go in that direction. They are then attacked by a skull crawler along the way, but Kong shows up to save them. This group would then continue on their way. When they enter that facility, it looks like some kind of command center. They find out they are on Earth, but they don't know which Earth it is. This group is trying to find a way to get rid of the Justice League, and Toyman thinks he can use these monsters. The others don't really take him seriously, so they try to form another plan. Meanwhile, Toyman is holding some red jewel, wishing the monsters would be transported to Metropolis, and it happens. Superman would try to speak to Godzilla, but he doesn't think Godzilla can understand him. The presence of this Titan would put many people in danger. Godzilla starts to power up, and it looks like he's about to release his atomic breath. But Superman lands a quick punch, which makes Godzilla reel back just a bit. But in return, the Man of Steel gets hit by its very large tail. Superman goes flying through multiple buildings until he smashes into the last one. As he recovers, the Flash would show up and help get the civilians out of the building. Cyborg would contact other members of the Justice League, telling them to return to Metropolis because Superman needs help. It's a really big problem. It's not only Metropolis having this problem. Other cities have sightings of giant creatures, which makes a total of 4 Titans invading some cities. It is then revealed that the item Toyman was holding is a magical dreamstone. He took it from Superman's fortress. It has the power to alter reality to your wishes, which explains how the Titans suddenly appeared in these cities. We then see Hawkgirl trying to attack Godzilla. She hits it, but it really does nothing. Superman was trying to lure Godzilla away from the city and back to the water, but so far, no luck. They are smaller targets, but they also have the speed and agility advantage over Godzilla. But really, it's more like getting annoyed by some flies. Hawkgirl would get smacked and is knocked out, but Shazam shows up and catches her. Superman would continue attacking Godzilla to keep him distracted. We then see Godzilla's eyes start to glow as he powers up and unleashes his atomic breath. Superman would fire off his heat vision laser. The two of them are now in a beam struggle. Superman would hold his ground, while Shazam comes up with a plan to help him. Shazam would fly on top of Godzilla's head, then shouts his name, Shazam! A huge bolt of lightning flies towards his location. It zaps him and Godzilla, but the damage to Godzilla is barely enough to make a difference. Shazam would revert back to his human form. He falls off, but Superman catches him. He says, "That was awesome." But Superman says, "No, it was too risky. Don't do that again." Godzilla would fire off another blast of his atomic breath, and it hits Superman in the back. He took the full force of it, where it even rips his cape, and he crashes to the street below. Superman would suffer major injuries on his body. He's knocked out and not responding. This was truly a threat he could not handle. Supergirl would tell the others she can no longer hear Superman's heartbeat. She could always hear it, but right now she can't. Something's wrong, so she flies away to find him. Atom Smasher would show up to fight against Godzilla, but it's no use. He gets beat up too and defeated. Billy would transform into Shazam once again. That huge lightning bolt would strike Godzilla again. Then he and Supergirl would attack Godzilla at the same time. This attack would knock Godzilla off his feet, but as he gets up, it follows Shazam away from the city. Meanwhile, Hawkgirl would take Superman's body to his fortress. The other members of the Justice League are also having a hard time with the Titans they encountered. Superman's body is then left to heal. He's in pretty bad shape, but he needs time to process. Batman notices the Dreamstone is missing from here. That's how the Titans got here. If they find the Dreamstone, then they can send them back to where they came from. Lex Luthor is in command of a group of supervillains. They want to get revenge on the Justice League. The Titans were brought here to get rid of the superheroes, so they are told to wait for now. Lex would get a hold of the technology that created the Mechagodzilla. This technology would elevate the weapon systems of LexCorp. Godzilla would fight against the Kraken monster, then gets pulled into the abyss. He would win this battle, but his victory is cut short when he is chained up around his leg. This chain is made up of the ninth metal, and they believe it will hold Godzilla. Lex Luthor would take control of Mechagodzilla. He alone would pilot this machine, and he could feel its awesome power. Mechagodzilla seems to have a beacon built inside, which is leading 4 Titans to his location, but he is not concerned about this. He wants to challenge them. With Godzilla out of the picture, Lex believes that he will be the apex Titan, and the others will follow his command. But what he did not expect was for the Justice League to have their own giant mech, and Batman even made one, and his design even resembles Batman just a little bit. The heroes would still need more help, so a group of Green Lanterns also create their own giant robo-mech. Then a huge battle takes place. Even Kong shows up, but he and Supergirl seem to be under the mind control of Grodd. He's using a piece of kryptonite onto his helmet, but it gets shot off, and the mind control on Supergirl and Kong wears off. Things seem to get worse, with even a pack of Skullcrawlers showing up. Now they have too many enemies to deal with. It turns into an epic war. There's even a time in the story when Superman would wake up, and suddenly he leaves, but not telling anyone where he was going. The final page of this book shows him going underwater, calling towards Godzilla, and saying, "We have unfinished business." You might think Superman would fight Godzilla now, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the next issue will show him freeing Godzilla, and together they would fight against the other Titans and Mechagodzilla. But when that issue becomes available, I'll cover it in another video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.